Alright, so today I'm going to be starting my garden prep work. I've got 3 different sections I have to take care of, the upper and the 2 lower ones. The 2 lower ones, the soil is really shallow, so I have to add a whole bunch of compost. And then I have some wood ash from some burning we did with branches and such around the yard that I'm going to spread out between the 3 different garden areas. And after that I'm going to have to get some hay mulch, and hopefully I'll get around to being able to put that out on top of the garden beds today as well. Let's get started. This compost is mostly leaf litter and hay, but there has been a bunch of wild game carcasses and organs and such that I've been putting in here as well. And some of it has been going in there over the last couple months during the fall and winter, so hopefully it's mostly decomposed. But if not, the worms are going to be happy in the garden beds, and we got at least a month before I actually start planting in the 2 lower beds, so hopefully it's more decomposed by that point. We shall see. Well, it's definitely not 100% decomposed, but it'll do for now. I think I got about half of it, so I'll go put it down in the first bed now. Alright, so this is my first garden bed here. I started using this as a vegetable garden bed 2 years ago. It's right up against our pool, and prior to this it was just all rocks underneath it with a landscape tarp and then mulch on top of it. The rocks are still there, the landscape tarp is still there, but when I plant the plants I just punch a couple holes around the area through the tarp. That hasn't been a major issue so far. But the last 2 years I've been planting squashes here, so I think it's time to move it to a different section. I think I'm going to be doing tomatoes and peppers probably in this section here this year. Alright, let's get the compost on. Alright, get the second round for the other garden. Alright, that should do it down here. I'll be adding a mulch layer of hay on top of both this bed and that bed, and the one on top too. It helps retain moisture during the season, keeps the soil cooler, which is better for the plants, and it acts as a slow release fertilizer as it slowly decomposes. I just added compost down to these beds because, as I said earlier, the soil is real thin here and it's pretty rocky underneath, so just giving it a little extra boost. Alright, let's get some wood ash. Unfortunately, it's been quite rainy here the last couple weeks since we burned, so it's quite soggy. So I don't know how well it's going to spread out into the garden beds, but we'll try it, because it doesn't seem like it's going to clear up anytime soon. Well, seems like there's less to use in there than I thought, so maybe only these bottom 2 beds are actually going to get anything. All right, onto the hay. All right, so this is the upper garden bed. We have two different sections here. This front section here doesn't have any hay on it. That's because last year was planted in potatoes, and I removed all the hay to harvest the potatoes. And once I was done with that, I planted the whole thing in a cover crop, which is all died off and decomposed already. And the back half there still has all the hay and a bunch of leaves and the stems from tomatoes and peppers from last year. But I got all the hay in the truck back there, so I'm going to be putting, I think it's about a hay bale down for every 50 square feet. And this garden bed's about 240 square feet, so I'll be putting 5 of them down into this whole garden bed. And then the remainder 5 will be going down to the 2 garden beds down below. And as you might also be able to tell, there is a lot of food scraps out here. That's because our door to the kitchen is right next to us, so when we have extra food scraps like banana peels, orange peels, etc., spoiled fruit, vegetables, we just throw it out into the garden. So there's quite a bit accumulated from over the winter, so that'll be good fertilizer for the plants this year. All right, garden's ready. Just gonna leave it to settle for a week or so with the rains that are coming, and we're gonna start planting. Gonna start with probably just the potatoes first. Nothing else can really go in. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be doing cabbages or other brassicas, but we'll see. But that's it for this video. See you guys in the next one.